Right, how we doing, people? It's your boy Mario,
And your girl Aisha.
right? And we are your favorite producers slash DJs slash podcasters, known as Woke Up a Rebel.
Pew pew pew.
Right. So, today's episode is episode 5 of Rebelations podcast. And today we're going to be talking about some of our top 5 favorite songs that sort of changed everything for us and kind of made us want to get into this producing, art, I guess you can say, or sport. Sport to some people. What do you think? What are you saying? Everything good, Aisha?
Everything's blessed, everything's good.
All right, all right. We're out here in Toronto, living life.
Enjoying the breeze.
Yeah. Yeah, the weather's actually pretty nice today, considering it was snowing on Friday.
A big shocker for us, actually. Especially for those people who started their gardening. I feel for you.
Right? So today, like we mentioned in our title, we're going to be talking about 5 songs each that kind of changed everything for us. And what we mean by that is 5 songs that kind of made us want to get into learning the craft of making music, or what inspires us, what has helped us, throughout our journeys of life. Songs that have kept us, motivated, our go-to songs, when we're feeling some sort of way, or, uninspired, or whatever it is. Whatever these songs mean to us, these are some of the biggest ones, right?
The songs that helped pique our interest into these genres.
Right? And what are these genres, since you went there?
So for me, the genre I was focusing on is dancehall, old school dancehall rhythms.
Okay. And for those of you who know me, you would know that I really love reggaeton music, right? And you would really know that if you were listening to our previous episodes, right? So this one's going to be interesting. So hopefully you learn something from this, in case you're interested in learning a little bit of reggaeton and dancehall history, right?
Yeah. Some fun facts for you guys.
Right? So, do you want to start, or shall I start with
I'll start.
the songs? Right? So let's just, go through the list of songs, and then, we'll break each one down, right? So what are your 5 songs?
So my 5 songs are Who Am I by Beanie Man.
Who Am I? And for those of you who don't just know that one part of the title, what's the rest of the song?
Sim Sima,
Yeah.
of course.
Right.
And the next song is Masagad World Run by Buju Banton.
Okay.
The next song is One Drop by Bob Marley.
Legend.
Wayne Wonder, Saddest Day.
Big tune.
And my final song is called Tech Him by Mad Cobra.
That's a very heavy track as well. All right, cool. Right, so my songs are Papitulo by Lorna. She's Panamanian, is that how you say it? Panamanian artist, from late 90s, early 2000s. Gasolina by Daddy Yankee. Oyemikanto by Nori featuring Daddy Yankee, Big Mato, and Gemstar. Pobre Diabla by Don Omar, produced by Eliel. And this was actually also remixed by Mr. Vegas. And I think that was an amazing remix, to be honest. And the last song, Ayalgunti by Zion and Lennox, produced by Looney Tunes. These songs are some of the songs that, we really put some thought into deciding, and it wasn't easy. But these are some of the main songs that really got us to this point where we really want to continuously figure out how these geniuses made these type of songs, right? So while we were trying to get some ideas and some facts, for this episode, we learned so much about a lot of these producers, including some of the dancehall producers that you wouldn't believe, like all of these songs that we knew from the early 90s and stuff that we grew up with. Have you ever wondered,
How they were made and
Right.
who was a part of that process? Because honestly, I've never known who the producers were for these songs. I just grew up with the songs and know them. And then I know that different artists put their take on them. But it was really interesting learning who made the songs, how they put it together, and the fact that hip hop influenced some of these songs too, because of the producers were hip hop producers too.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so yeah, let's start with Papitulo by Lorna. This song was produced by the legendary producer from Panama called El Chombo, and this was released in 2003. El Chombo, for those of you who know who he is the person that produced the tracks for Los Cuentos de la Cripta, aka the Tales from the Crypt, right? And it was kind of like a fun thing he put together, using some records from Jamaica, right, while he was in Panama and stuff. So he got together with a lot of his, I guess, colleagues, that were making music, and they created some really good music, right? And one of those artists that he produced for was Lorna. And she came out with this song, and I would imagine that for the time that this song came out in conservative Latin America, this probably got a lot of heat, right? So a little bit of what happened with this song, right? How big it got. In France, this single went to number 46 on July 20th, 2003. It climbed quickly and reached the top 10 3 weeks later, finally topping the chart for 1 week. Can you believe that by August 2014, it was the 59th best-selling single of the 21st century in France, with 364,000 units sold.
That's amazing.
Right? And this girl, from Panama was selling like that in France. The song went to number 1 in France. Right?
That's how you know their music's really touching people.
Right? So, one thing that I found while trying to find some facts about this song, I don't know if a lot of you know, but there's a Pakistani version to Papitulo. And it's by somebody called, I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, Giannis Jani. And he made his own version of the song, which was also a hit in Pakistan. If you follow us on Instagram or on TikTok at Woke Up a Rebel, you'll be able to see some examples of both songs, unless, the Instagram police kicks us off. But let's just hope that it works. Otherwise, you'll see some images of what these videos are, and we'll, try to figure out a way for you to have a link to find them on YouTube and check them out yourself. This song was one of the first Spanish reggae songs that Europeans ever heard, actually. Did you know that?
I did not know this.
It was a first for many, many things. So shout out to Lorna, wherever you are. Lorna, right, for those of you who don't understand.
For the English-speaking
rolling
people.
of the R. Lorna. Right. So yeah, so that was a big tune, right? Papitulo, right? Pretty nasty, pretty controversial. Some would say today that it's empowering, right, for women to just be owning their sexuality and being in control, I guess you can say. Look up the song, you know what we're talking about. You'll find it in our next playlist next week.
On Spotify.
That's right.
All right, so for my next...
Or your first?
I was about to correct myself, damn it. All right, so for my first song choice, I chose Who Am I, aka Sim Simma, by Beanie Man.
Hey.
Love that track. Honestly,
Right?
I've heard it since birth. Just probably even when I was in the womb, I felt it. And when the first time I heard it, it was just like, what is this? I was probably about 4 or 5. And honestly, the song really resonated with me.
Man, I'm pretty sure I heard my walls shaking in my building at some point when I was a kid. My walls were always shaking and it was always dance hall music playing. My mom always smashing the ceiling with the broom. Yeah. It was like 11 o'clock at night and all you hear is just a dance hall rhythm, playing. And I'm pretty sure I heard Sim Simma once or twice, back then.
The song was released in 1998, and it's the second track on his album Many Moods of Moses, released in 1997. The song is based on the Playground rhythm, which was produced by Jeremy Harding. According to Harding, Beanie Man had heard the rhythm Playground on several occasions and he loved it. He'd even written to the tune already before he got to the studio. So Harding said that he heard the door knocking one morning and couldn't believe when he saw Beanie Man sitting outside complaining about how long he had been banging on the door to come in. He turned on the equipment and he went straight into the booth to record a perfect version of the Who Am I in what seemed like one take.
That's legendary. He's at that level, like that. I mean, he did it. I think, what was this? 98.
Yeah, 98. I think Beanie
At
Man
that Jay
just
Z level, where they
yeah.
weren't really writing or just one take type of thing.
Yeah. He must have really felt a connection to the song to be able to just write to it that quick and then go into the studio and boom, done one time.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So Sim Sima, gotcha. Who Am I by Beanie Man. That's a big tune. All right. So for me, track number 2, Oyemikanto by Nori, featuring Daddy Yankee, Nina Sky, Big Mato, and Gemstar. This song came out in 2004. That was a really, really, really big song. I was looking for some facts about this song, right? And one thing I came across was SB Killa, right? The guy who produced the song, because I really wanted to find out who produced the song, right? And it wasn't anybody that I would have imagined, right? It's a hip hop producer. It's actually the guy who has been producing Nori's beats from time, right? SB Killa. So shout out to you, right? And it's pretty cool, right? The backstory to Oyemikanto, right? So SB Killa, he's not a reggaeton producer, right? He's a hip hop producer. And Nori told him to, try to produce a reggaeton type of beat. Nori just had this idea. I guess he was really getting in touch with his Puerto Rican side of his roots, right? So he told SB Killa to produce a track around this verse that he had from Tego Calderon, right? And he's like, yo, just try to do this. He's like, but I don't know. He's like, yo, just do something around it. So SB Killa said in an interview that I found, right, that he took the vocal home, made a beat around it, brought it back to Nori the next day, and Nori loved it. And they did the little tweaks to it, and for some reason, they didn't want to be on the song because apparently he was asking for too much money. So Nori took it to Daddy Yankee. And what did Yankee do? Yankee told him, I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to do it for free. That's crazy, right?
Right. Yep.
Right? So Yankee said he wanted to do it for free because he wanted the exposure, right? Think about it. Nori was, like, at that time, I think he was just recently signed to Rockefeller. Yankee was trying to get into that BET market, that American market, and it made sense, right? Reggaeton and hip hop, it makes sense that he would try to get into the BET market, right?
Yeah.
And so what happened with that? They got Daddy Yankee on it, they got Nina Sky on the hook, and the rest is history, right? And it wasn't meant to be shopped around to a label. It wasn't meant to be a single, right? They just were making the song for fun for Puerto Rico Day Parade in New York, right? But the song ended up just making some noise. DJ Camilo broke the song on the radio. Shout out DJ Camilo. He broke the song on the radio for the first time, and everybody just started going nuts, right? It was a new sound, I guess, to mainstream America, right? That was listening to hip hop. So they showed love to Daddy Yankee, and it sucks that Tego missed out on an opportunity like that because I guess greed. So it is what it is, right? But yeah, so I think that Oyemikanto is one of those songs that really impacted my life because I had never seen anything like that on mainstream TV. What about you? Next song?
Okay. Well, for my next song, it is called Masa God Whirla Run by Buju Banton.
Hey.
And this is called the General Rhythm. I wish we could play these songs so you guys could all hear, but they're very popular. You probably would recognize it if you heard it.
We're gonna put some of these songs in our playlist.
Yes.
Woke Up a Rebel weekly playlist on Spotify. Make sure to follow it.
So
Link in bio.
okay, so my next song choice is called Masa God Whirla Run by Buju Banton. It is on the General Rhythm, which was produced by Donovan Germain in 1992. And he has a recording company called Penthouse Records. And there are many versions to this song, but Buju Banton's version is my favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Buju Banton version is my least favorite version. I know a lot of people might want to kill me for that, but there are other versions of it, and to be honest, I think I like every single one of those versions
Okay,
more.
so we're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that.
No, but I'm saying like there's
No, but you
a
don't even.
there's
You
a
like,
Wayne Wonder version, there's a Ghost version, Sanchez version, Jack Raddick's, Marcia Griffiths. You know, I actually like Marcia Griffith's version the best in my opinion.
Yeah, but you can do that. You can do that and say which version you like.
I'm
the
just
best,
saying
but
I
you're not
like
gonna
his
say
the
that
least. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm just
Nope.
saying I like it the
Nope.
least.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Oh, why is it that you like the Butch version the best out of all of them?
I like that one because he was one of the first dancehall artists that really resonated with me, and I love his voice because of how unique it sounds. And that was the first version of the song that I heard before I heard all the rest of the others.
Okay, but still, like honestly, compared to the other versions that I have heard of vocalists on the general rhythm, Marcia Griffiths by far the best one. I just think the this melodic, vibe to it, just the way she sings on it. I don't know. Buju's version
It's
is
not
just a
even
little too
about.
raspy
It's not even
for
about
that rhythm. I
It's
think.
not even a for that. Are you crazy? His voice is perfect for that rhythm, especially with the message he's trying to put through.
Yeah, the message is amazing, right? The lyrics, right? Actually, when we were listening to it yesterday, and I sat down and I really listened to the lyrics, it's some next level stuff. People should listen to it. Don't take my word for it. You don't have to think it's a bad song. I'm not listening. Listen to it just because I don't like it. It's a good song. I just prefer the other ones.
Yes, you just don't like the man's voice, but it's okay. To each their own. Everybody has their own opinion. Even though yours is just
Okay,
false.
whatever.
False.
Okay, whatever. Okay, right. So that's you. That was your second song, right? My third song would have to be Pobre Diabla by Don Omar, produced by Eliel. This song was released in August 2003, and there's a remix with Mr. Vegas. So on July 9th, 2005, this song peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Latin Airplay charts. And let me tell you something about this song, Pobre Diabla. Let's go back, trip down memory lane. Every time we went to the parties, no matter what jam it was, when the song came on, it was just next level. Like, we had never heard anything like it. I could only imagine what it was like to be an adult going to the clubs when the song was out. But us as kids, it was inspirational. Like, it was different, like we were growing up to this. It was, for the most part, all we had was music, right? Some of us, right? To escape to, right? So hearing all of these new sounds, like everybody was just really trying their best to be unique at the time, right? I think the beats that Eliel was making at the time were really complex and unique. Pobre Diablo is dope, no?
He's okay. Yeah, he's okay.
Wow. How can you just say it's okay? It's okay. People, she just said that Pobre Diablo is just okay.
There you go.
Yeah, but it was a big song, and I think it was Don Omar's third single, right, that he put out. Right, he had put out Dale Don Dale, and he had put out what else? Otra Noche, probably. But anyways, what's your next song? What's your next?
My next song is One Drop by Bob Marley, and it was made in 1979 from the album Survival.
Okay, big tune. Right, and which rhythm was it? It was the one drop rhythm.
It was the one drop rhythm, one of the 3 main reggae drum rhythms, as performed by the Wailers drummer Carlton Barrett.
Okay.
And so the song uses Marley's most militantly Rastafarian lyrics in one drop. He's saying he wants the teachings of His Majesty and not the devil's philosophy. In the sense, Rastafari was not merely a religious faith. For Marley, it was a political and philosophical worldview. For those who don't know, the one drop rule is a social and legal principle of racial classification that was historically prominent in the United States in the 20th century. It asserted that any person with even one ancestor of black ancestry is considered to be black.
Wow, that's actually pretty interesting. So, They call it one drop rule. Interesting. How do you feel about that? The song has a very powerful message in it.
It does.
When we were listening to it, it's
fighting against isms and schisms.
Isms and schisms. Right? Like honestly, you listen to a lot of militant music for real.
It's not militant music, it's just, music to help lift your conscience and keep you up, and talking about the realities of life and the struggles that people go through.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a big song. Okay. That's your third song. Right, so my fourth song is going to be a song by Zion and Lennox called Ayalgunti. And Ayalgunti was produced by Looney Tunes, and it was on the Mas Flow album that was released in 2003. This album, I could have a whole episode, honestly, where we just talk about Mas Flow, right? But we're not going to talk about that right now. But I am excited to talk about it. Maybe we might have a whole episode where we actually discuss it. Y'all let us know on Twitter at Woke Up a Rebel. Let us know if you would like to hear a Must Flow Looney Tunes episode. But yeah, fun fact. Did you know, people, that Lennox from Zion and Lennox, he is Maki, from Yage Maki's brother. Maki, a.k.a. El Machiavellico. Yeah. Blew my mind as well. And did you know that Zion is first cousins with Jody Boy? Yeah, right? Interesting.
I had no idea.
You don't even know who they are. Like, okay, let's not do this. You don't even know who they are. But so this song, Ayalgunti, like, you don't understand. It is an amazing track. The instrumental is futuristic. I can't even explain how amazing it is. But it really changed my life. It changed the way that I listen to music, because it made me really start dissecting beats, because there was just so much going on, but in a good way, right? And not too many people can do that, can perfect that.
Can do that.
Right? Like, so a lot of people, including us, have had very busy beats, but Looney Tunes somehow found a way to space it out and just make it make sense.
For anyone who doesn't know, Mario is a huge Looney Tunes fan.
Huge.
Right?
So, that's why Ayalgunti is, in this list at number 4.
And coming in for my fourth song is called The Saddest Day by Wayne Wonder. The original track was by Derek Harriott, performed by Keith and Text, known as the Tonight Rhythm.
Okay.
And the song goes like this: the saddest day of my life is when she left me with a broken heart. Okay, I won't sing the rest, because, but...
I didn't know that we were going to be getting some I should have beatboxed right there. I didn't have enough time.
It's like a lover's rock rhythm, kind of a slow tune that you, you sway to, you rock to. And I love the song, and it always resonated with me because of the bass line and how melodic.
Yo, you okay, fam?
Yeah, yo. The bass line always resonated with me because of how melodic it was, and I love that. And of course, Wayne Wonder's voice. And yes, it does help that I've seen Wayne Wonder in concert. When did you see him?
We saw him at that same festival.
LOL, I saw him in Antigua.
Okay.
Okay. 2 years ago.
Okay.
I was right there. He was right there. I just had to reach my hand over.
I saw him here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a few other versions, right? While we were doing some research, right, we came across some other versions that other artists, that used the Tonight Rhythm, right?
Yeah.
Some of them being Tony Rebel, Buju Banton, Barris Hammond, called A Little More Time. The Tony Rebel song is called It Can't Work. The Buju Banton song and Barris Hammond song is called A Little More Time.
And that one goes, I wish you would stay longer.
I don't know if we should edit that out, but I don't know. We'll see.
Why?
And there's Galaxy P, Tickle Her Fancy. That song is actually hilarious.
Tickle Her Fancy is...
But
Yeah. Nancy, tickle and fancy. That one I love. I just discovered that one. I didn't know that one before.
Right, Galaxy P, tickle her fancy. Go look that up, people, after you listen to the podcast. Right, so yeah, that's the saddest day. That tonight rhythm. It's a pretty big tune, and it's really sick. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really sick track. Really like it. Always liked it.
Always loved it.
Right, and for my last song, right, a song that changed everything for me when it came to me falling in love with music, wanting to create music. The song would have to be Gasolina by Daddy Yankee,
Hey!
produced by Looney Tunes. But a lot of you don't know that this song was co-written by Eddie Avila, aka Eddie D.
Daddy Yankee.
Yeah, so there's a huge controversy behind what happened between Daddy Yankee and Eddie D. Some people think that Eddie D kind of like the spotlight was stolen from him, I guess, because Daddy Yankee just did it better. And you know what? If that's the case, that's the case. He did it better, right? Can't hate on the man. But Gasolina was a global hit. After, I don't know which one came out first, Oyemikanto or Gasolina, but both of those songs catapulted Daddy Yankee to global stardom. And remember when we were looking up some information on these songs? When Nori, Daddy Yankee, and everybody were performing the song at the Source Awards.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy Yankee was just up there, like, the camera wasn't even on him. Like, he was just there. And who would have thought that guy that didn't even have the camera on him for too long would end up being the biggest star that was on that stage one day.
It's amazing to see.
Right.
It's amazing to see people's come up, honestly.
Right, so yeah, Gasolina, I don't know.
Gasolina.
I don't know, like what can we say about Gasolina? Like Gasolina, it speaks for itself, right? Like I don't even need to explain what the song is or who it was. Like everybody knows this song.
What year did that come out?
2004, and it came out in the Barrio Fino album. And that album, like, that's a whole other episode right there, just talking about Barrio Fino, right? From start to finish, album is fire. Almost every single song was a hit. Gasolina features vocals as well in the hook by Glory, and she's a female artist from Puerto Rico who is actually featured in a lot of songs, believe it or not, right? You could, if you only knew, like, what songs I was talking about song for song, you'd be like, oh, wow, she was in a lot of songs.
Wow, she was in a lot of songs.
Yeah. Right, so she's the one who in the song says, dame más gasolina, meaning give me more gasoline. Right, so, she had her moments.
That was the only word I knew in the whole song.
Right.
When I first heard it in middle school, I was just like, hey, gasolina.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, so so that was produced by Looney Tunes, and yeah, like there's just, I don't even think I need to say a whole lot about Gasolina. The song is huge, right, and it really made Latino kids and everybody Latino feel proud. We've never really had that kind of exposure in mainstream media like that, so. That's why that rounds up my 5 songs.
And to end my 5 songs, my last one is called Tech Him by Mad Cobra. And the original rhythm is by Eric Donaldson, Cherry O Baby. The composer of the original rhythm is Robert, aka Bobby Digital.
The only Bobby Digital I've ever known, to be honest, is RZA.
Well, this is the original.
For real.
So the Cherry O Baby version was made in 1971, and it was entered into the Jamaican Festival Song Competition. Mm-hmm. And it ended up winning the competition and became a very big hit single in Jamaica. And Donaldson won that competition 6 times after that, including the year I was born. And his songs have been covered by both the Rolling Stones and Black and Blue and UB40 on their 1983 album Labor of Love.
Okay.
And the rhythm has remained extremely popular over 30 years, and more versions have come out, and even an updated version by Donaldson himself.
Wow, you just reminded me of Labor of Love, the festival, well, not festival, but the party that used to happen at government.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Labor of Love.
Sweet cherry, baby.
Yeah. We're both talking about two completely different things here.
I know, right?
Right, but that's cool, that's cool. So yeah, those were our top 5 songs, right? Mm-hmm. Right, so those were our songs, people, songs that changed everything for us, that made us really want to get into this music thing. There's a lot more songs, so please don't think that these were our top 5. These were just 5 songs that off the top of our minds
that
really
influenced us into falling deeper into the genres we love, and helped how we develop our own music with sounds that we want to reflect these tunes that help bring us up. So
right, and these were produced by some legends. So the song seems similar, right? Like it was produced by, what was his name, Jeremy Harding? Right, so Jeremy Harding, right, in an interview that we were watching with him, he had said that they used, what were they using?
They used hip-hop samples. They chopped up hip-hop samples and put it into the song, and that's how they put it all together, because he used to produce hip-hop music, which makes so much sense now that I really think about it, the different sounds and stuff that they used in the songs. I'm just like, it doesn't only feel like a dancehall kind of a thing. That's the vibe, but like...
really had a lot of hip-hop elements, and he was saying that he also used the hip-hop bass, right, to make the bass line for this song. Mm-hmm. Right, and he learned a lot of that managing hip-hop acts in Montreal, Canada. What?
And he produced so many of the popular dancehall songs that were coming out during that time in the 90s.
Yeah, right, so shout out to them. Shout out to Jeremy Harding. Shout out to Donovan Germain. Shout out to everybody else who produced on these songs.
The pioneers of producing these types of songs.
Honestly, shout out to Looney Tunes. Like, without all of you guys, who knows where we would be? Who knows where we would be?
Where we would be.
Right. So, hope you enjoyed this episode. And we're going to find a way to link all of these songs for you to listen to them. And do your own research. Get a little bit of a history lesson with these songs. Because some of these songs, the samples go way back.
Way, way, way back.
Right? So...
yeah, go listen to some of these songs. Honestly, it might change your mind or how you feel about dancehall music in general. Like, dancehall today versus dancehall yesterday, it's not the same.
Right? Really not. Same with reggaeton music, but that's another conversation.
Alright.
Right, people? So, thank you for tuning in to Rebelations Podcast, Episode 5. This is your boy Mario.
And your girl Iesha.
Okay, and this is Episode 5, our top 5 songs that changed everything.